For the good news portion of the show. Oh my gosh, did you know it's going to be September on Friday? Where the heck did that come from so fast? It seems like it was just Canada Day, and we're like, come on, summer, we're so excited, right? And now, boom, it's over. Mind you, if I had young kids in school, I'd be very grateful that it's over, because now's the time where they're very antsy, as a rule, to get back there and see their friends and tell their stories and share their experiences and all those other good things. But the weather will stay decent, so we have that advantage, right? That's a positive. Even though they'll be in school, we should still have, here in southwestern Ontario, decent weather for at least a couple months, right? So we're still good. So talking about nice weather, story here about Mexico. In 2013, conservationists voiced their concern over disappearing monarch butterfly populations in Mexico. Several years later, however, the government has ensured that the insects are flourishing, thanks to their crackdown on illegal logging. According to the Mexican Office of the Worldwide Fund for Nature, also known as WWF, the country's newest environmental police force has curbed the logging of forests in which they were deployed by 94%. Only 1.5 acres of the core butterfly conservation zone were lost due to illegal logging. The police initiative, which currently employs over 1,000 officers, was created by CONAMP, the Natural Protected Areas Commission, and the Environmental Police, according to Mexico News Daily. One of the most important protected zones in the program is the Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve, a region comprised of roughly 140,000 acres of butterfly habitat in Michoacan, Mexico. The region has been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in light of the breathtaking amounts of monarchs that flood the area every winter. Due to the success of the protection program, members of the environmental police have been deployed to 60 different forests and protected areas in total. Wow, that is so awesome. And what a trip it would be to be there. Wouldn't it? It would be so cool without all the butterflies fluttering around. I don't know if you've been to the Butterfly Conservatory in Niagara Falls, but it's same thing. Absolutely beautiful. And as you're going up the stairs, they come and they land on you. It is so cool. Very, very cool. Next story is about Google. Google is taking advantage of its position as a top web browser to offer help to depressed users. The tech titan was just released a new feature that offers a questionnaire to American users who Google the phase clinical depression. Under the initial definition of the condition, a link that reads, "Check if you're clinically depressed," leads the user to the PHQ-9, a clinically validated screening survey that can help diagnose varying levels of depression. Wow, how cool is that? The feature was released in partnership with the National Alliance on Mental Illness in hopes that the questionnaire will encourage more U.S. citizens to pursue treatment and counseling. According to the organization, 1 in 5 Americans suffer from depression, but only about 50% receive treatment. Clinical depression is a treatable condition, which can impact many aspects of a person's life, wrote the organization in a statement. We believe that awareness of depression can help empower and educate you, enabling quicker access to treatment. And while this tool can help, it's important to note that PHQ-9 is not meant to act as a singular tool for diagnosis. We hope that by making this information available on Google, more people will become aware of depression and seek treatment to recover and improve their quality of life. Absolutely awesome. The technology is there. The people are there. Put it all together, and it works. Very cool. So, some sad stuff going on in the world, and there's always going to be the dark and the light. There's always going to be the good and the bad. There's always going to be stuff going on. And there's a lot of stuff going on with weather right now. Hurricane Harvey has hit Texas, and there's a lot of, oh my gosh, it's flooded. People are being rescued. It's still raining today. So a lot of stuff going on. Louisiana is next, is my understanding. And, it's in times of crisis that people step up to the plate. It's in times of crisis that people never cease to amaze me. So this story, very awesome. Since Hurricane Harvey hit the Gulf Coast this weekend, thousands of Texans have evacuated the afflicted area. Businesses and individuals alike have been ready to help out, from rescuing trapped families and Houston residents to going out of their way to provide clean water and resources to storm shelters. Whatever the case, here are 5 ways that the world is helping Houston in their time of need. TV reporter helps rescue truck driver from rising floods. Brandy Smith of KHOU News is being hailed for her part in rescuing a stranded truck driver who had become trapped in the vehicle by rising floodwaters. When Smith first spotted the driver from the highway overpass, she voiced her concern over the man's safety. She was unsure what to do until she saw an oncoming car with a rescue boat in tow. She then chased after the vehicle until she finally flagged it down and pointed out the stranded truck driver. The rescuers were able to float alongside the truck until they could pull the driver out to safety. Wow. Next one. Southwest Airlines has transported 500 flood victims from the Houston Hobby Airport to Dallas on Sunday. Hundreds of passengers had become stranded after the Federal Aviation Association had closed the airport to non-emergency air traffic on Sunday morning. After Southwest requested clearance from the FAA to fly, however, they were able to load up 5 Boeing 575s with hurricane evacuees, and it was free. They evacuated them for free. That is significant. Wow. Number 3, Anheuser-Busch stops canning beer to package water for storm victims instead. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, they've done this before, which is absolutely awesome. Beer company Anheuser-Busch has temporarily stopped brewing beer so they can send canned water to emergency storm shelters. The company has already shipped over 50,000 cans of drinking water from their brewery in Cartersville, Georgia, to Red Cross centers and evacuation points in Louisiana. Throughout the year, we periodically pause beer production at our Cartersville, Georgia brewery to produce emergency canned drinking water. So we are ready to help out communities across the country in times of crisis, putting our production and logistics strengths to work by providing safe, clean drinking water is the best way we can help in these situations, Brewmaster Shara Schilling said in a statement. Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh, talk about thinking outside the box. Number 2, social media helps rescue nursing home residents after photo goes viral. 18 seniors were rescued from an assisted living facility in Dickinson, Texas, after a photo of themselves sitting in waist-deep water went viral on Twitter. The photo was originally sent to Timothy McIntosh by his mother-in-law, Trudy Lampson. Lampson, who is the owner of the La Vida Bella nursing home in the photo, said that despite the rising floodwaters, they were still awaiting rescue. Nursing home representatives had already been told not to evacuate since the facility had never been flooded. The photos, however, obviously proved otherwise. McIntosh then published the photo on Twitter, where it was reposted over 2,000 times. Hours after the photo was published, the Galveston County Office of Emergency Management used boats and helicopters to escort the residents to safety, many of whom were confined to wheelchairs or required oxygen tanks. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. And then the last one. Number 1, Airbnb allows users to house evacuees free of charge. Airbnb has changed the rules of service so that Texas users can offer up their place of residence to Hurricane Harvey evacuees for free. This is not the first time that the company has offered free service. Airbnb also waived its service fees in 2015 for Hurricane Matthew evacuees, individuals affected by the Barcelona attacks, and refugees fleeing the Syrian civil war. Isn't that absolutely awesome? You know, that is so great that all these people are stepping up to the plate when they are needed. You know, and they're doing it repeatedly. They're not doing it because it's going in the paper. They're not doing it so that I'll read this on here. They're doing it because it's the right thing to do. Not because it's in a book, not because a guy told them to, because it's the right thing to do. So absolutely awesome. I totally love it. So before we wrap this up, I have some food news. I just want to share with you the advantages of consuming real garlic. Now, I have to stress, when I'm talking about different food, it has to be real, especially when it comes to this. Like, you can get garlic supplements. It's not the same. But, you know, it's very easy to incorporate garlic into your food, and it's amazing what it can do. It can ward off general diseases, can boost your immune system. It's high in nutrients and low in calories, so that's win-win. It lowers the risk of heart disease and certain kinds of cancer, including stomach cancer, colon cancer, which I think Ontario is the colon cancer capital, cancer of the pancreas, and breast cancer. So get that garlic in your diet. It's also traditionally used to treat high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And they say people that incorporate garlic into their day-to-day diet, they even recommend that you put it in your juicing if you're a juicer, and you probably wouldn't even taste it. They say it prevents the common cold. So how awesome is that? And you know what? If you can put stuff in your diet that gets you out of having that flu shot, that is a great idea as well. Because you know what? Trust nature. That's the moral of the story there, my friends. So I hope you enjoyed the good news. All those articles will be shared on the Positive Power Facebook page for you to check out at your convenience.